Hi there, everybody. Hi, this is Arnya T.M. Davis, Managing Editor of SwagHer Magazine, coming to you this month, every Wednesday, for our PCOS Awareness Month. This month, we will be talking a little bit about PCOS. Today, I'll be telling my journey, giving a little background on PCOS. Next week, I'll be interviewing one of our marketing people who also deals with PCOS. The following week, I will have on a nutritionist, Kendra Talbert, to talk to us about nutrition facts. And the following week, we will have question and answers and just kind of a free form for questions, suggestions, thoughts, conversation, things that you can do to help out with your PCOS. So that's what we are doing this month. SwagHer Magazine. If you don't subscribe yet, please go to our website, SwagHer, SwagHer.net. We're always looking for contributors, and brand ambassadors. If you are interested, you can email me at admin, ADMIN, at swagher.net for more information. So here we go. PCOS, Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome, is a hormone imbalance that is common among women. So 1 out of 10 women suffer with PCOS. It's affecting as many as 5 million women in the U.S. today that who are of productive age. It is one of the leading causes of infertility and leads to other severe health conditions such as obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and increased risk for endometrial cancer. Some symptoms of PCOS is irregular periods, insulin resistance, excessive facial and body hair, anxiety and depression, severe acne, infertility, small cysts in ovaries, weight gain, male pattern hair loss. So, PCOS clearly is a woman's syndrome. There is no cure for it. So my PCOS journey started maybe about 13 years ago, when I found out that I had PCOS. Let me back it up. I got my first cycle when I was in 6th grade. And I got my cycle, and it was just abnormal. I never got a cycle often. I would get one month and wouldn't see it again for 3 months. And it went like that for a very long time. Then my cycles would be so heavy. It would be heavy to the point that I would have blood clots. I'll have blood clots, and I was like, what is going on? My mom was like, what is going on? We didn't know what was going on, so I was placed on birth control. So I've been on birth control since I was maybe 15 or 16, maybe even 14. So I was placed on birth control to regulate my cycles because it would get so bad. I even had to have an exam while I was on my cycle to see if they can figure out what was going on with my body. When I was in my early 20s, I was diagnosed with prediabetes. At that time, I got so discouraged. I forgot I did not put my phone on silent. and I didn't want it to interrupt us. So at that time, I was discouraged. I called my grandmother. I remember calling my grandmother, and I was like, old people have diabetes. Why me? Why I have diabetes? And my heart rate, my blood pressure was slightly high, so they were always trying to monitor it. Always wanted to monitor my blood pressure. And I was gaining weight, but they just felt like it was me just eating unhealthy. That's what they chalked it up to. So then I started going to the doctor more regularly, and I would get depressed. I would get very, very, very depressed and moody. I can remember my doctor saying to check my ovulation schedule, because she said that sometimes whenever you're ovulating, you have mood swings and you get very moody. So we did that, as well as the birth control pills. They checked my thyroid. I must have had my thyroid checked several times. Thyroid was checked many, many, many times. And they could not figure out why I couldn't lose weight. I was working out. I was eating better. And I would tell her, and she believed me. So, I mean, which was true. I was working out a lot, and it was very, very hard to lose weight. And it was almost like it was hard to lose weight, but easy to gain weight. And so that was my deal. It wasn't until a nurse practitioner, when I was about, let's see, 20, I am 38 now. I maybe was 27. I was asking her, why is this happening? I was asking her different questions, because I'm telling you, I was on diabetes medicine when I was in my early 20s. I was like 21 maybe. And they didn't know what to check for either. So when I was about 27-ish, my nurse practitioner said, let me test for something. This was in 2010. She said, let me test your hormones. She said, because something's not right. And I want to say that they checked my thyroids also a couple of times. So when after that, she came back. She said, you have PCOS. She didn't tell me that in the beginning. She just waited until after she ran the test to tell me. And I was like, what is that? You know? And after looking at it, the only thing I can remember feeling was like less than a woman. I felt less than a woman because it said that it causes infertility. And in my mind, I guess I've always felt like in order to be, you know, and being a woman, part of that is being a mother. Nobody told me that, but I guess that's what I had came up with in my mind, that was what it was. And here I have these mood swings for no reason. I can't control them sometimes. I don't know why I'm getting depressed. Why I just want to be in the bed. And sometimes I'm just littlest things just bother me. And I didn't understand what was going on. She didn't give me much information. I didn't know anything. Only thing I knew was when it got time for me to have a baby, if I decided to, I would have to lose weight. Take these birth control pills to regulate your cycle and go. I didn't find out any information, none. It was, yeah. So after that experience, I remember just telling one of my girlfriends, I was like, I feel like Sarah, I can't have no kids. No, I didn't say I was like Sarah. I was like, I won't be able to have children. Now, mind you, before this, I didn't want to have kids. But it's amazing when you're told that you can't do something, how you want it even more. So I started like asking God, you know, what was going on. And as a Christian, you know, people often say, oh, you don't claim that, don't claim that. But I'm realistic, you know. Excuse me. There are some things that are going to happen to us as Christians that we have to go through. There's things that we're going to have to go through in this life. So having to go through it in this lifetime, I just felt like, well, maybe this is something I have to walk through, and maybe I'll be talking to young ladies about it or something like that. I didn't know. I'm always trying to find out what I can do, what I can use, whatever I'm going through, how I can use that for different platforms. But that wasn't my mindset at first. At first, it was always me. I cried. I was upset. Who's gonna want me? I can't have kids. Now, mind you, the doctor didn't say I couldn't. They just said it might be harder to have children. I might have to do some things and everything. And I wasn't ready to have kids anyway. I had my Mirena in, and I was fine. I was okay. So dealing with the mood swings, out of everything, I think I have the irregular periods and the mood swings, anxiety and depression, and weight gain. Then I had a Mirena, which is hard to lose weight with also. So, and some people say that they have mood swings with that also. So it was double impact. But I liked the Mirena because I didn't have a cycle, which was better than being on birth control pills where I would hit severe cramps. When I was on birth control pills, I would get severe cramps and it would hurt. Whereas when I didn't have those cycles, although it was heavy, I rather dealt with the flow, with the heavy flow, than with the severe cramps. Living with mood swings, sometimes I've learned how to deal with some of them because I realize that there's a backstory with me. Some people say, oh, you're just so moody, and it's not that. People do. It's actually triggered off of different things, and my depression and anxiety is triggered off of other things that may happen. I don't just go around just being, but it may be something small and it may be something big. Maybe it's something big to me and people think that it's small. Or I might just keep letting somebody do something or what have you, but other people may not react the way that I react to it. I'm not just out here like, I'm gonna pop you or whatever. The regular cycles, as I said, they weren't that big of a deal for me, but I do understand that your body's supposed to, especially if it's like that, you're supposed to have that flow, especially if there's no type of birth control hormone that's stopping it. So I didn't want to have the endometriosis, so therefore the Mirena was it. I liked the Mirena. I liked them. I say liked because at this time I took out my Mirena because I am doing something else in my life right now. Right now I'm not on any birth control because I've decided to make a life change. Well, not really a life change. No, I'm not pregnant, but do something for my my family. Invest in my family. And I'll talk a little bit about it on the third Wednesday of this month when I bring on my nutritionist. And I'll tell you how I met her and what she's doing for me in my life and some things that I'm using right now to help with my PCOS. So a website I've learned that she actually told me about was PCOS nutrition. There's different things on there to help you with your PCOS. With PCOS, let me not have it claimed. Someone was like, stop saying my PCOS. So it's PCOS. Weight gain has been a little challenging. but you have to really be mindful of what you're eating. The carbs, lots of carbs, especially being insulin resistant. What I know of PCOS is that the reason why my cycles don't come the way that they're supposed to is because I have more testosterone than most. And that's why some women have is very hairy and have the acne. Because of testosterone, and we have more testosterone. Women have testosterone, it's just not a whole lot of it, and we have more testosterone than other women, and the testosterone blocks the egg from moving. So the egg does a little thing and it gets built, and then it sheds, the blood sheds or whatever. But in our bodies, the testosterone stops the egg from going. So what happens is the eggs keep going, and it's a bunch of them. And then they finally are able to be released, and then the lining released. What I also understand from being insulin resistant is what we eat, I might eat, my insulin comes right here. So what happens is, so it's supposed to come down like this, and I may not be saying this correctly. So it come right here, and then, but what happens is mine have to be double. My insulin has to be double, so it brings it down, and then I have all of this insulin still left, and then that goes into my reproductive system as testosterone, and it creates more testosterone. So that's why it's insulin resistant also. And being insulin resistant, your body, my fertility doctor told me that my body doesn't recognize that I'm eating sugars. That's why I so crave sugars, because my body it's not getting it. The cells are not getting it, not recognizing that they're getting it. My fertility doctor I went to a fertility doctor when I was 35, because I wanted to know, okay, I have PCOS and I'm getting older. What's next? So we talked about it, and we discussed egg freezing, and I getting a surrogate, which I wouldn't get. But I've been weighing my options, so that's that. How do I feel about PCOS? It is something that I'm learning more and more about. More and more people are talking about it. As to why I really felt a need to do PCOS awareness this month. I wanted to just talk to our community about it, so we can get the help to be able to to reproduce. Sometimes we just feel so bad, and as women, some people may feel like I felt, if you're not fertile or you are not able to produce a child, you're less than a woman. But that's not true. There's many kids, even if you try egg freezing and it doesn't work, there's many kids who need homes. So don't feel less than a woman. I met a lot of women who don't have children, and I kind of asked them, hey, do you have PCOS? Or, what's going on? Did you just decide that you didn't want kids? I meet women who are hairy. I just feel like, coming together as a whole to talk about this makes it not so taboo. It makes us not feel like we're the Lone Ranger and in this. So many times we deal with things on our own, but if I know my sister has PCOS, I can ask her what's her symptoms, how she's feeling, and be each other's support, rather than she can't have kids, just being ugly. PCOS can be in women who are not. It's not just in women that are obese. It's also in different women that are smaller. I have a good friend who had PCOS, and she's smaller, but so they couldn't tell her to lose weight, because most women, they tell you to lose weight. Most doctors just tell you to lose weight whenever you have PCOS. My apologies, y'all. Most doctors just tell you to lose weight. But in her case, they couldn't because she was already small. So that's all for me today. Thank you for joining me. I will be on every Wednesday this month. Next week, I'll be talking to our marketing, one of our marketing people who has PCOS, and she's going to tell her journey, and we'll discuss it further. If you have any questions, comments, or anything about PCOS, feel free to email me at admin@swagher.net. Look for different blogs this month. We have a lot of guest bloggers who will be telling their story of PCOS, how it's affected their lives, what they're doing now, to just work through it. As for me, I know my triggers. My mental health is everything to me, so I know my triggers. I understand my triggers, and when I start to get anxious, I pray a lot. I really, really, really just try to center myself. I try to find things that's going to help. What helps with my depression is also eating better, drinking lots of water. Drinking lots of water and sleeping properly. That helps with my anxiety and my depression. Sleeping when I'm supposed to be asleep, getting my full at least 7 hours of sleep. So again, this is Arnya T.M. Davis. I am managing editor of SwagHer Magazine. Don't forget to check us out on the web, swagher.net. On Instagram, we are SwagHer Magazine. On Twitter, we're SwagHer Magazine. Here on Facebook, it's quote unquote SwagHer. So we're always looking for brand ambassadors and contributors. Email me directly at admin@swagher.net for more details. I'll talk to y'all later. See y'all next week. Bye.